Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. This is our exercise that we do every week. Passage practice करते हैं and all of these passages are based on a current segment which is very relevant, right? So if you are able to prepare something from these passages and of course practice these passages, आपके सिलेबस का काफी सारा चंक करंट लीगल अफेयर्स का यहाँ से कवर हो जाता है and there is a very high probability that some of the other passage that I have discussed in this series might be there in your exam, right? So out of 6, even if you get 2 passages, which I'm sure you will, you are going to have so much advantage. That is the reason why I keep emphasizing attend these classes religiously. If you are getting to practice passages with me, do not miss that opportunity. Okay, let us start. So before we begin, everyone should know that there is an All India Open Mock again from 22nd September till 1st of October. This is another opportunity for you to prove yourself, to understand where your preparation is, what pedestal you are on, everything about your preparation, the strategy, the level you are at, the weaknesses, the strengths that you may have acquired over the time, everything will be clarified by this. And of course, the All India Open Mock is conducted throughout the country. Students from all over the country participate. So you actually get to sit with your peers, the actual competitors, instead of just taking the mock yourself. राइट, तो यहाँ पे आप इसको जरूर अटेंड करेंगे. दूसरा मौका है जो आपको दिया जा रहा है. डू नॉट मिस इट एट एनी कॉस्ट. ओके, देयर इज लिंक में होगा इसका डिस्क्रिप्शन, तो उसे register. There is a link right below the screen, so you click on that link and you register for that mock. Without registration you won't be able to take the mock. Let us start. Suspension of MPs, right? Suspension of member of parliaments. It is in news and that is why I have decided to discuss it. Please start. जब पढ़ लो तो बता देना. If you start now, can you crack CLAT? Jatin, of course, it is a possibility, but then you'd have to work very hard. If you are ready to give that much effort, you would be able to. Done? पढ़ लिया? Good. Done? Are we done? I'm assuming that you are. Moving on. Now we have essentials. Immediately pay attention to this. Firstly, there are two important points that need to be underlined. Firstly, the suspension is resorted as a last step. Disregarding the authority of the chair does not mean that the chair can rename a member if he refuses to sit down when asked to do so. It refers to a blatant and shocking defiance of the chair persistently by the member. Similarly, willful and persistent obstruction of the business alone qualifies for the naming and suspension of a member. ठीक है, बैठने को कह रहे हैं स्पीकर, लेकिन आप मेंबर बैठ नहीं रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि उन्हें सस्पेंड कर दिया जाएगा. ओके. A very aggravated form of defiance. A very aggravated form of defiance and obstruction can itself leave the chair with no option other than suspension of the member. Secondly, suspension is temporary, that can be revoked even the next day. There are numerous instances in both houses when suspension has been revoked within a day or two, even though the members were initially suspended for the remainder of the session. लेकिन उसे revoke कर दिया गया. It is because the house does not want to be deprived of the services of its members for a long time. In the voting process, every vote counts, and that is the reason why they don't want their members to be suspended for a long time. Right? And suspension doesn't mean termination. You know what suspension is. Temporary disabled. Right? Temporarily disabled to attend a particular place or a thing. Or a meet. So that is what suspension is. हो गया? चलो. The basic principle is that the house needs the uninterrupted services of all its members, and so suspension is to be a last resort. So, not a mere whim or a mere disrespect. Of course, while speaking during the meetings of the house, there might be an instance where a member gets aggravated, he might get a little aggressive. So, the chair has to act reasonably, rationally. They cannot be egotistical. There are so many things. पढ़ questions पे आगे बढ़ जाए. Mr. X is a member of the Lok Sabha. Mr. Y, a fellow member, persistently and willfully obstructs the business of the house, disregarding the chair's authority. As a legal advisor to Mr. X, suggest what steps can he take to address this situation based on Rule 374. सबने ध्यान से पढ़ा था Rule 374, याद है? File a complaint with the chair, propose a motion for the suspension of the member, engage in a debate with the disruptive member, file a complaint with the police. And the answer is? क्या आंसर है? Anyone? Hurry up. Ahana is the first to answer, and then Kavya, Sunita. Okay, Tarun, Ramesh, everyone says B. Propose a motion for suspension of the member. And the answer is correct. Exactly. Rule number 374 empowers the chair to name the member who disregards the authority by persistently, willfully obstructing the business, whereupon the government brings a motion. The government brings a motion instantly to seek the approval of the house to suspend that member. Very good. B is the correct answer. Right, so everyone knows about the courses that we have launched, the test series that we have launched. Mind you, if there's an added benefit from this All India mock, for example, if you get an opportunity to be a part of the toppers batch, you can only do that if you're a student of BYJU'S. So not just a comprehensive course, even if you have subscribed to a test series, you are eligible to be part of our toppers batch. Right, but you have to be a student, whether through tests or through classes. Now, in order to understand this properly, you can just download the app and avail a trial of 3 days free of cost, and then you can decide for yourself whether it is beneficial or not. Question number 2. Mr. X, a member of the Rajya Sabha, repeatedly proposed the same motion even after it has been rejected by the majority with the intention to slow down the legislative process. Accordingly, he has been suspended under the Rule 256 for willful obstruction of business. Later on, he realizes his mistake after considering the consequences of his suspension. Hence, he apologizes to the chair and the other members and starts taking part in business of Rajya Sabha as a member. But he is not allowed to do so. He challenges it, stating that his apology amounts to waiver of suspension. Everyone read the question? Should we move on to the options? Decide whether the apology by the suspended member will have his suspension revoked. Now first you need to decide whether it is a yes or a no. Thank you, Kavya. So first of all, you need to decide whether it is a yes or a no. Now tell me whether it is a yes or a no. He thinks that since I have apologized, my suspension should be revoked. Is he correct? Is he correct? Everyone says D. No, since the suspension can only be revoked by the House. That's what you're saying? It is D. It is D. Very good, guys. Absolutely, it is D. The suspension can only be revoked by the House. Just because you have apologized doesn't mean that there would be an automatic revocation of the suspension. Only the House can decide when the member or how the member can be suspended and when that suspension would be revoked. Yes, no is the correct option. Very good, very good. I'm so glad that you guys are paying so much attention. Right, so this is the test series. It has unlimited access to about 55-60 mocks that keep on getting renewed after you've taken them once. Right, there's an audio video solution, of course, of every mock that you have taken. There's a statistical analysis of your weaknesses, your strengths, and your performance, and whether or not based on that the difficulty level of the mock, what would be the cutoff, and whether you have qualified that cutoff. What college might you be getting if a mock or the exam of similar nature, similar difficulty comes your way, right? So everything is available in this test series. All you need to do is just subscribe. Mr. X, a member of the Rajya Sabha, proposed an amendment in reservation laws of community X, but it has been rejected for want of data. Mr. X again proposed the same amendment on the ground that the proposed legislative action threatens fundamental rights of minority. It's not minority, it's minority. Minority group, and he's using obstruction as a last resort to protect those rights. This was seen as willful obstruction of business, and Mr. X was suspended for the rest of the session. Next day, his suspension is revoked. This is challenged by Mr. Y, another member, as an inadequate punishment. Decide whether the revocation of suspension is justified. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Let's go over to the options. Yes, since Mr. X was only protecting the rights of minorities. Yes, since his suspension can be revoked the next day. No, since his revocation was done for the rest of the session. No, since the revocation once done cannot be revoked. Yep. And the answer is? It is justified. It is justified. There have been instances. It is B. Right? It's not what he was trying to do. Even if it was blatant defiance, it was, something that could have shocked the chair or something. Even then, the suspension could be revoked. So, the intent behind the action does not really matter. It is the action of the House and the, intention of the decision of the House that matters. And the House has decided to revoke it. So, it can be done. B is correct. Absolutely. Given right in the passage. Question number 4, Mr. X, a member is shouting down fellow members, throwing objects, refusing to adhere to chair's orders. Hence, he is suspended. He is not allowed to attend the House meetings or committee meetings. And he is not even allowed to give notice of questions, motions or resolutions during the suspension period. Under which of the following can he be suspended for the above situation? 374, 256, both of them, neither of them. No, he was fighting for the right thing, but that doesn't really matter. Even if he was acting unjustly and he was not really fighting for the right thing, even then the suspension could be revoked, right? Like I said, the intention here does not really matter. And the answer is A, 374. Although Tanveer says it's B and Sefi says it's C. Both. You're saying both. It's A, 374, guys. It's just 374. Rule 256 is absolutely, if it's something different, you want to see it once again, we can see it once again. Huh. 374 empowers the chair to name the member who disregards, etc. and suspend him. 256 is a little identical. On suspension, the member is required to immediately leave the house or he will be forcefully removed. That is 256. Okay. If you don't leave it on your own, we'll make you leave the house. That is what 256 is. One important thing here to note is that the right to punish a member is vested only in the house and not in the chair. Okay, that is something that... Oh, let's move on. So that is what the difference is according to question number 4. The answer is rule number 374, not 256. Right? $374. Pikachu. Your score is good in these classes, but your scores in mocks aren't good. Please help. Okay, why don't you do one thing? When you take the mock, do them without a time limit. Okay, do them without a time limit. Take your time. And then let me know what is the score. ठीक है, एक बार बिना स्टॉप वॉच के, बिना टाइम लिमिट के उसे डाउनलोड करके करो और उसके बाद तुम मुझे बताना कि तुम्हारा स्कोर कैसा था. अगर वो स्कोर इम्प्रूव हो जाता है तो तुम मुझे फिर अगली क्लास में ज़रूर बताना कि इस बार मेरा स्कोर अच्छा था. देन आई विल टेल यू कि प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है. ओके, चलो क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. Mr. X, a member of the Lok Sabha openly refuses to comply with the chair's order and even challenges the ruling without following the established procedures for appeal. He repeatedly disregards the authority of the chair with these actions. Under which of the following can he be suspended for the above situation? It's very easy. Don't get confused. Of course. They're rules of the parliament. Right. It is applicable for both the houses. Parliament में लोक सभा और राज्य सभा दोनों हैं. A. It is what? Openly refuses, even challenges. This is... It is not B. It is absolutely not B. Openly refuses to comply with the chair's order. Even challenges the ruling without following the established procedures for appeal. Disregards the authority of the chair with these actions. Under which of the following can he be suspended? मैंने 256 को गलत समझ लिया क्या? 256 is just removal of the person from the house, isn't it? Does not provide for suspension. That's what we read in the passage, right? 374 provides for the suspension. 256 provides for the forceful removal of that member if he is not listening. Right? You are suspended. Please leave the meeting. And then when he doesn't listen, then 256 is utilized and the person is forcefully removed. So how is it that 256 becomes an answer? We shall put a pin on it. I'm confused. यहाँ पे it's not right. It's not right. Okay. 6 पे आ जाते हैं, कुछ गड़बड़ है उस क्वेश्चन में. Under the parliamentary rules mentioned, what is the primary authority responsible for deciding the suspension of a member in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha? The chair, prime minister, president, members, political party. So थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. The explanation is given for A. No, the explanation is not given for A. The explanation says that it cannot be 374 and that is why it has to be 256. But it cannot be 256 either. According to me, the option should be D. Right? Neither A nor B. But I shall read the passage again and then we shall decide. The members' political party. There's a mistake here. There's a mistake here. गलत है ये क्वेश्चन, मतलब ऑप्शंस गलत है. एक्सप्लेनेशन में हाउस है और ऑप्शन में चेयर है. Right, so again, this is also हो जाता है कभी कभी ऐसा. Question number 7. If a member of the Lok Sabha persistently and willfully obstructs the business of the House but does not defy the authority of the chair, can they be suspended under the rule 374? Here the correct answer is, it's actually simple. And the answer is D. No action can be taken. There has to be two, for two conditions. Firstly and secondly, it is given in the passage. For 374 to apply, two conditions have to be fulfilled. So only one is being fulfilled, the second is not being fulfilled. So nothing can be done about the suspension. No action can be taken. That is why option D. Last question. What key principle underlies the use of suspension as a disciplinary measure in parliamentary setting as described in the passage? Punishment should be permanent to deter future disruptions. Suspension is the first step in addressing disruptions. Suspension is a last resort to ensure uninterrupted parliamentary services. Suspension should only be used against government members. Now, the correct answer is, did not understand. What did you not understand? What consent is needed? उसमें कुछ भी समझने का नहीं है यार. There is nothing that you need to understand. 374 में फुलफिल करने के लिए दो कंडीशन दे रखी हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 में एक ही कंडीशन फुलफिल हो रही है, दूसरी नहीं हो रही है. क्वेश्चन तुमसे पूछ रहा है 374 में एक ही कंडीशन फुलफिल हो रही है तो उसमें सस्पेंशन हो जाएगा. आंसर है नहीं होगा. ठीक है, और इसका क्या आंसर है? सी. एग्जैक्टली. वेरी गुड. C is the correct answer. It is given in the passage. So we have comprehensive courses, guys. Now since the duration is short, the duration of the comprehensive courses is also short. So it's still a comprehensive course, but it is launched in a crash manner. Like there are two, the classes are one after another and they are longer classes than the remaining classes. Anyhow, so you understand how the courses are, you can still make a decision. Then again, let me emphasize that we are conducting an All India mock again from 22nd of September till 1st of October. Do be a part of it, be a part of it, okay? It's very important that you be a part of it. So that's it for today, guys. I shall see you again very soon. Tomorrow, I have newspaper analysis on the app. It's very important. Newspaper analysis consists of some information that you would never be able to do on your own. And then that session is available for free. What can be better than that? And it is at 6 p.m. on the portal, on the app. Do attend it. Jatin, there is, I cannot tell it, I cannot say it here. I mean, the list is very long. कितने cases बताऊंगी ऐसे तो मैं. ठीक है, basic structure से related cases पढ़ सकते हो तुम. बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर राइट फ्रॉम 1951 1973 तक मेजर अमेंडमेंट से जो रिलेटेड केसेस हुए, बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर की जब जर्नी खोलोगे तो बहुत सारे केसेस आ जाते हैं, राइट वो केसेस इंपॉर्टेंट है। उसके बाद फिर आर्टिकल 19 और 21 से जुड़े हुए लैंडमार्क केसेस देख सकते हो। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ही केस लॉस का ज्यादा रोल है, तो तुम निकाल लो, गूगल कर लो लैंडमार्क केसेस ऑन फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड दे कैन बी इम्पॉर्टेंट, दैट वुड बी इनफ फॉर नाउ, राइट। सो दैट इज इट फॉर टुडे गाइज। आई शैल सी यू अगेन टुमारो। कल सब आएंगे ऐप पे। मैं देख रही हूँ बच्चे न्यूज़पेपर एनालिसिस को सीरियसली नहीं ले रहे हैं, तुम्हारे भले के लिए है, उस क्लास को अटेंड करो, वो ऐप पे अवेलेबल है और वो बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। जब आप उसे अटेंड करेंगे तब आपको समझ आएगा। ओके एवरीवन, टेक केयर, बाय बाय, थैंक यू।